right, good evening, everybody. We're going to take a look at what's going on with the current weather and also a few systems that are going to be coming through and affecting the region over the next couple of days and bringing some more snow, some more wind, mainly across the north. Just what we're looking forward to, right? Had enough of this winter, just like everybody else, but looks like we definitely got more of this stuff to go through. So just real quick, don't forget to like and down below, and also subscribe and hit the little bell button down whichever way it is. That helps so that you know when I'm on, but it also helps my ratings, and it helps things just kind of get going. And the more that this thing kind of takes off, the more I can do it, and the more I can do it, the more I can be there for you, and we can sort of help each other out as we go through and get through all these forecasts and all the snow and rain and whatever else is to come down the road. So, all right, let's take a look. Right now we have some snow affecting the region just around the Fargo area, south of Ada. It's kind of moving to the east and southeast right now. You can see it kind of starts off white, and then eventually the radar, Grand Forks radar, catches up with this program essentially. What you see right away in the beginning is the national map kind of puzzled together, and then eventually the Grand Forks radar itself kind of catches up and kicks in, so that's why you see the green. So it's not necessarily that it's raining there, it just shows a little more of the intensity type. So snow moving kind of to the east, southeast, kind of trailing along here, and then like I said, once again, that snow kind of pops up, or the radar kind of pops up. We're going to take a little closer look in and just show you that, looking like a little bit stronger activity occurring. Might get some moderate burst, I should say, that will last really quick, just northeast of Fargo, south of Ada. And that area is going to kind of slide on down to the south and east. Some of it might affect the Detroit Lakes, but I think right now it's probably going to miss that. They probably will pick up a little light snow, but really this whole line isn't much to worry about. Anybody that's essentially on that line is just going to get some light snow, and so really nothing to worry about. The only thing is just going to affect the travel a little bit, and we're going to see some, maybe a little bit reduced visibilities. As we take a look at what's currently going on, Fargo does have light snow in 3 miles. Moorhead is at 7, and this is Mahnomen, and they are at 7 miles in light snow. So that is suspect some areas in kind of in between here where we don't really have any current readings or any METARs or any surface observations. They'll probably see some lower visibilities in that 3 to 2, maybe even a mile range real briefly. Thankfully the winds aren't bad. We're mostly looking at 10 to 15 miles per hour or so. So really the winds won't be blowing things around a whole lot, probably just causing some drifting. Current road conditions, just a lot of scattered dash purple down in the southeast and then across much of the northeast as well. And that's just called scattered snowdrift. So I would suspect, once again, some of this snow is just kind of starting to drift across, and you're starting to get some of that finger drifting that occurs with all the snow and the very dry, light, fluffy stuff we've had. So here is a camera on Highway 13 right around Morton. So kind of in that Wapaton area. Doesn't really look like much right now. You can see the roads are pretty good there, but some light, as suspected this time of year, just some light snow that is just stuck to the roadway. As we look over to Minnesota, this is I-94 and the westbound, looking westbound. And here you can see a little more what the snow is currently doing, reducing some of the visibilities, creating, a little bit of problems there. Roads don't look too bad, but so just something to be aware, I guess, as you are traveling down into that southeastern region, that there is, you might run into a patch of snow that could reduce visibilities for a little bit. And that's kind of expected to move out in the southeast and fade away as we move along. Now here is an upper level map. Sorry, my dog is in the room and seems to be sneezing. Don't know what his problem is. Anyway, here is an upper level map. This is at 500 millibars, so we're getting into that 15,000 feet, and this is called a vorticity map, and basically it just shows you the spin in the upper atmosphere. What that does is once you create a spin, that can create the lift within the atmosphere. So anytime you see these bright oranges, and then you get to these deep purples, those are all areas where it is currently creating some sort of lift. And whenever that kind of moves through, that is a signal for either a system moving through. You could get some sort of precip, and you'll see that in the summer and the winter as well. So obviously in the winter you get snow, in the summer you get rain and thunderstorms. So we like to look at this, the meteorologists do, and just get a feel for what's going on in the upper atmosphere. This little orange line that is kind of moving down to the southeast, that's essentially what is creating right now the little bit of light snow down in Fargo. So it's creating some what we call positive vorticity advection, or PVA. And so that's where that little light snow is coming from. It's a very weak system, and it continues to move down to the south and east very slowly, and then eventually just kind of stretches out into nothing. Now you notice storm system digging deep down in the southwest. If you remember a couple days ago, I said the weather is going to change, and this is our first little signal that it's about to do so. It's not the main one, but it is a signal that there are some changes coming in the future, just because we haven't seen a trough dig quite that deep within the southwest for a good part of the winter. And what that's going to do is create some rain, some thunderstorms, maybe even some severe weather down in the Mississippi Valley region. So again, I've been talking about it, Chaser's Delight. Everybody's starting to get really amped up for the meteorologists and the storm chasers down in the south, because this little system is going to kick out and move to the northeast and create plenty of storms. Now, what it does for us is it does limit our moisture a little bit, just because it does kind of rob whatever kind of moisture is down in the south. And so whatever little system that kind of moves through our region is pretty much reliant on whatever moisture it carries with us. Here you can see another little patch of a trough kind of trying to swing through the area on Wednesday night and a Thursday. That's expected to bring some light snow. And then as we get into late in the day on Thursday, more so into Thursday night and into Friday, here's another little storm system that develops quite nicely and jets down to the south and east. And that's going to bring us even more snow on Friday, along with some winds. And we'll show you as that kind of progresses down to the southeast. It kind of takes its time. It's going to probably linger into the late in the period on Friday evening, possibly into the very early morning hours in some parts of northern Minnesota, of early morning hours of Saturday morning. Another system kind of swings on to the south into Saturday night into Sunday. That's going to bring us a little more snow across the north. Yep, it just keeps coming. But watch this system down or out on the west coast. Right now in Washington, you've got this one that's really trying to dig down south into Mexico, and that's going to kind of help aid this larger system here and help that sort of dig on south as well. So this is a little bit of a it loosens things up, for lack of a better way of explaining it, I guess, but this helps kind of dig that initial trough so that the bigger one can come down and plow its way through as well. And as we step through now, this is Sunday night into Monday, this thing really starts to get amped up. And as I'll show you in some other frames later, some other models. This is going to bring some snow to areas, or has the potential anyway, to bring snow to areas that currently doesn't have any. Looking at you down there in the southwestern parts of North Dakota and the family and friends in Bismarck, we could finally be looking at potential snow down in that region. And if this develops the right way, some significant snow. We'll see, but there are indications that a system is brewing and it's continuing to dig. And this is just a change, like I said, from what we've been currently seeing, where we just get this wave after wave after wave diving from the northwest. Now we're getting these deeper systems that are going to last a little longer, be wetter, be warmer, and dump more snow all at once. Once again, this is a little bit further out, and we'll take a little closer look at that as well as we go along here, but things are changing. Currently at the surface, here's what the latest model shows us. High pressure kind of settles in. Looks like maybe some breezy winds overnight into tomorrow, but mostly we're going to be looking at high pressure over much of our region. As we get into Wednesday night and Thursday, maybe a little light snow down in the southwest. We're going to pop over to the winds at that time. And it looks like, you know, again, what is there for any type of winds really isn't much Wednesday night into Thursday. That high pressure just kind of settles in. But the problem is we're going to flip over to the temperatures. And it's going to be quite cold Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We're looking at 12 below once again in the northeast, northwestern Minnesota, and temperatures closer to the teens down in the southwest. Let's take a look at the wind chills that are associated with that as well. Just because we do, you know, once you get down to that cold of a temperature, obviously we're going to be dealing with some sort of wind chill indexes, and there you can see it to 25 to 35 below, maybe even up in the International Falls or that Baudette area, minus 37. So it's going to be quite cold again Wednesday night into Thursday morning across the eastern portions of the region. Down the southwest, we're looking at wind chills closer to that 0-degree range. As we flip along and we move this system along, or we move this high pressure on out of here, we do have the next one that moves in late on the day on Thursday evening. Here you can see at this point, this low moves in. We're starting to get some snow and possibly even some rain into the western parts of North Dakota. And along with that, some winds. And these are going to be some westerly winds at that point. Let's flip back over to the temperatures and just kind of give you an idea here. But we're looking at some westerly winds on the backside of these this warm front slash trough that's going to be moving through. And just because, oh, come on, there you go. Here are the stronger winds starting to push into western or eastern Montana. And then where you kind of see the green is where the temperatures are going to be above freezing. So there you can see where the model shows some rain, a mix of rain and snow, and then some snow into the north. Again, it's going to have to carry its own kind of moisture with it. So it's going to be moving through fairly fast, not going to have a ton of moisture. Kind of typical for what's been going on. However, once it moves into the eastern parts of the state and into northwestern Minnesota, it does kind of ramp up a little bit, or it does increase in intensity. So once again, by, you know, now we're looking at Thursday morning at about 3 a.m. and the snow kind of is picking up in intensity. And then along with that, you know, we do see some stronger winds out ahead of this low pressure system. You know, we're going to be seeing 30 to maybe 40 mile per hour gusts. And then on the back side of that, some 40s, you know, once we get that trough that passes us, westerly winds. And here, where you see this yellow, that's the beginning of the cold front that's going to be sagging on south and affecting regions of the state that have just typically been getting these stronger winds. Once again, as we move along forward with that low pressure, here's that cold front, and this is as of now Friday morning at 6 in the morning, and our wind gusts at that time kind of follow right behind that. Pretty, like I said, we've been seeing this a lot. So reduced visibilities again. Snow has now just moved across, and now we're starting to, see the potential for 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. Reduced visibilities, less than a half mile, maybe a quarter mile, maybe some blizzard conditions even possible. And right now, this is as of Friday morning at 6 a.m. Here's 9 a.m. That 50 mile per hour gust kind of starts to set up, at least according to this. Now, this is getting out there a little bit. This is going to change, but just so you know, much of the area looking at the potential of some stronger winds, 35, 40, maybe even gusts to 50 miles per hour once this moves on through. Here we're looking at Friday at that noon time frame. And once we move the surface along, you can see that low pressure system has mostly moved off to the southeast. Maybe a little bit of lingering light snow back behind the back side of this cold front in through here. You could see some snow, even though the model's really not showing it, but possibly still see some light snow within this region here around the noon time frame. So along with the winds, you're still going to see a little bit of snow associated with that. Again, the roads probably aren't going to be real great. Some of this could change. We'll see. It's still a little bit out there, but models have been in pretty good agreement from one model to the next, and also from day to day. This has been pretty consistent now for the last couple of days. So confidence is definitely growing that this is going to be play another major impact. Probably, the same regions as we're used to, from Minot to south of Devil's Lake into the Jamestown, Valley City, Wahpeton, Fargo, and then Detroit Lakes, and then back up to Baudette, and reaching back into Canada. Kind of everybody that's been having these issues throughout the winter. Here comes another one on Friday. I can't put it any differently than that. Hooray for us. We just can't ever get away from it. Or at least up until now. High pressure does settle in Friday night into Saturday morning. Not super cold, but by Saturday morning we are looking at lows in the minus single digits in the northeast to around 30, so not too bad down in the southwest. Wind chills at that point obviously are going to be a little cool as well, because we still do have some of those winds associated with it and the cold temperatures. But let my computer catch up. Here we're looking at lows or wind chills minus 20 in the same area. So another cold night, Friday night into Saturday morning, as this system kind of moves on through. As far as accumulation-wise goes, nobody's really going to be picking up a whole lot of snow until, like I said, once you get into the northeastern parts of North Dakota again and into northwestern Minnesota. Those are the areas. It just seems to intensify a little more once it gets to these, once it moves further east. So it's possible east of the Red River Valley, mainly in the northern parts of Minnesota, they could pick up anywhere 1 to 3 inches, which is pretty typical with these systems. It's just easy just to say a general 1 to 3 inches across there. Where exactly some of these 3 inches are going to occur, that's hard to really know where some of the stronger bands are. But just as a general sense, that's what we're looking at as far as snow goes on Friday. As we take a look a little bit further out into the future, here we can see that system moves on out. And then as you get later into the day on Saturday, mostly more so into Saturday night, into Sunday, here comes another little system, dives on south, brings more snow, mostly north of the Highway 200 region, across the northern parts of North Dakota, a little bit gustier winds again. These look like they're going to be out of the east. Not a lot of moisture associated with it, so looking at another accumulation of maybe an inch or 2 with this, possibly 3 in some areas. Not going to be a big weather system. Now, here is this next one. And let me pick a better color. Here's that next low pressure system starting to dig its way into Wyoming. And that's the one we got to watch. Just because here you can see already on Sunday afternoon, This model in particular, anyway, is starting to bring in some snow to the west already. This is Sunday afternoon already, folks. Cooler temperatures as this low kind of sags on south and this high pressure builds in. It does push colder air down to the south. So we're going to be expecting snow. We're not really looking for any rain. Maybe down in the far southwest it could start as rain, but I think mostly right now, as this is tracking and as models continue to be more and more confident in this, it looks like it's going to be a mostly snow event. And you can see how it digs, jumps down through Colorado and out, starts to exit in through Kansas. And now we're looking at Monday afternoon, and it's still painting snow across the south and then through eastern parts of North Dakota and northern parts of Minnesota. We're looking over a 24-hour time frame here where the snow has been falling, mainly across southern parts of North Dakota. The system wants to dig out, continues to bring snow. Now we're into Tuesday and into Wednesday. Finally, high pressure is predicted to move in late in the day or late Tuesday night into Wednesday and finally clear things out. So how much snow? Possibly. Again, very, very early. This could change. It's possible this system could dig even further south. And with that, maybe most of the snow will be south of North Dakota. I could definitely see that as a possibility. But just something to be aware of, I guess. Here's the range that it is currently showing, where we're in that 6 to even a 9-inch range. Very high, very preliminary. This could change, and I really think it will. Part of me thinks this is going to slide south. We will see. I think this is going to dig deeper, but just so everyone's aware, especially those of you who haven't had snow this summer and aren't used to it like we are in the east, something could be coming. So just so you know, Sunday night into Monday, possibly lingering as long as Tuesday. We will see what happens there. So stay tuned. You're going to hear about it. You're already starting to hear about it. And I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on where it is so that you are aware. But we will continue to track it. This isn't the final say at all. And the other thing, just to take note on this model, this is what it's predicting for snow from now until next week, Friday. So even those of us across the north, where we're having these systems after systems, it's still saying maybe 6 inches of snow, which, okay, 1 to 3 inch here, 1 to 3 inch there. This isn't all at once for us up in the north. That area down in the south, that's all at once. So we will see. Hopefully not. Hopefully that'll change. The only other bad thing with this is it does get cold within that time frame. So early in the week, it's going to start off cold, temperatures in those single digits, and then very, very gradually warm up. And then by next week, Saturday, possibly temperatures becoming more mild again. So, all right, there you have it. There is the long-winded forecast for everybody and what you're looking at. Please, once again, go ahead and follow, ask any questions. I appreciate all of you who have been following along, and boy, please share it, because that definitely helps me out as well. So have a good night. We will talk to you tomorrow and probably Thursday as well.